South Korea has reopened the issue of thousands of South Korean women who were forced to work in Japanese military brothels during the Second World War. South Korea's foreign minister said that a deal between Seoul and Tokyo had failed to meet the needs of the victims. Under the 2015 deal made by South Korea's previous government, Japan had agreed to pay $8.8 million to a fund for helping the victims. The money was to come with an apology by Japan's Prime Minister and the acceptance of deep responsibility for the issue. South Korea, in turn, said it would look into removing the statues set up by activists outside Japan's embassies and consulates. Now, though, Seoul appears to have changed its mind. South Korea's foreign minister said the government will review the whole deal.
From now on, the government will humbly accept the opinion of the victims, civic groups and experts and fully review the result of the investigation from the victims' point of view. At the same time, we will consider the impact on the relationship between South Korea and Japan and carefully establish a position over the Comfort Women agreement.
Well, Japan has responded immediately, saying that any attempt to revise the deal is unacceptable.
The agreement reached in 2015 resolving the issue of comfort women was finally and irreversibly confirmed between the two countries of Japan and South Korea. It is highly appreciated by the international society. It is extremely important that this agreement be steadily implemented.
Well, we can now speak to an expert in Japanese history, Professor Carol Gluck. Professor, where do you see this impasse going from here? What would resolve it?
Well, I think the one thing is clear is that there's no such thing as final and irreversible solutions when you have a memory question that is as divisive as this one is. So the agents of this solution would have to be Japanese, I believe, and the current government is not, as you've just said, willing to countenance a reopening of the agreement. On the Korea side, the new Korean government came to power saying immediately that it would revisit this issue. So you have a political standoff within each country as well as a geopolitical conflict between the two.
Of course, at the heart of this are the victims. How much damage will it be to unpick the deal that was reached back in 2015 as far as the victims are concerned?
Well, the victims, there were two forces of opposition in South Korea to this December 2015 agreement. One came from the former comfort women and their supporters, from the victims. And their main complaint was that they had not been consulted at all during these negotiations between the two governments. And the report that was just released in South Korea said that the two governments did not follow a victim-centered approach, which was now countenanced by the United Nations. So that's the victim side. They want adequate compensation. They want acceptance of full, deep responsibility.
Professor, I'm afraid we're out of time, but thanks very much, Professor Carol Gluck there. This is BBC World News. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with the headlines shortly.